Good day, this is a video to show you how to plot from 2D to 3D. Let's say I have a profile like this, before that, 2D to 3D. Isometric. Let's say I have a profile like this. Now to convert into 3D isometric, first we need to enclose this into a grid box. Okay. Now approximately divide the height of the box into 4, and perhaps the length of the box we divide into 6. Okay. Now, maybe we will want to label our rows and columns. So columns I put as label in numbers. And for the rows, I label in alphabets. Okay, now to convert into isometric, first of all, we need to decide how we want the isometric face to use. So isometric, there are 3 faces. Let me just draw a very quick one. So there's the left face, there's the right face, and the top face. So depending on where you want your design to be, you need to decide. But first of all, how do we estimate the 30 degrees first? Now, to get 30 degrees approximately, what you can do is that you draw a guide box on the side, a square box. Okay. Now if I take this point and onto the half of the side there, when I draw this angle, this is approximately 30 degrees. Okay, not exactly, but approximately. So we can use this as a guide. And similarly for the left hand side, if I draw a square box over there, this will be 30 degrees as well, approximately. Okay, so let's just say I want to draw this on the right hand face. So I start off with drawing. I have a line here where I can use it as a guide. And I draw the rectangle box to be in the same ratio as this over here, 4:6, about there. Yeah? Then I will draw my guidelines, slanting guideline. Okay, I may want to label as per label on the box on top. Okay, and then I have my vertical division of lines, approximately six sides, 6 columns. So I'll label the same as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what I'm going to do is that I need to plot my points. Let's start with the easy point here, this point here. We know it's at this point over here, right? Then as we follow the curve upward, very near to the B, the first horizontal line above, there's another point, close. Okay, then we have this point here. We'll plot accordingly and we'll go on to the next point, somewhere about here. And the next point over here is somewhere about here as well, same level. Then we move up to the number 3 here. It's close to the intersection point. Okay, and then the next point on top of this curve here is somewhere near the column number 2. Right? Now I will plot down the curve downward in this way. This point here would have been somewhere about here. And the center point here is here. There's one point here that crosses the vertical line too. And the line will come onto the outside, the left side of the line. And it goes back down somewhere, intersect the line at this point. And it goes to the right hand side of the line, somewhere about here. And it crosses the line again. And this point will come down and crosses the B at a halfway midpoint here. And the end point here is somewhere about below B, line B, somewhere about here. Okay, and we go on to the next line. This line would have been somewhere in the same level as here. Okay, and where it intersects the point line B again, go up near to this point. And the point intersects line 3 about somewhere here, very near, not so far, not so high. And the line 4 intersects somewhere around here. And the line 5 very near to the B, line B, horizontal line B. And at line number 6, it intersects somewhere about the midpoint here. So having plotted all these points here, right, I will attempt to join the curve. Okay, so I'm going to join the curve. I don't darken it first. Okay, now when I'm comfortable, I will darken the line. Okay, so this is the isometric profile. Isometric profile of the shape. Of the irregular shape. Okay, now we are going to do the thickness for this. So our thickness must go in this direction. In this direction, right? So we're going to follow the line at 30 degrees from here. I'm going to plot. Go draw the guideline at 30 degrees to help, right? So I'm going to rotate my paper. To make it easier, I'm going to put my line here as horizontal, more or less horizontal, right? So when I draw, I only have to draw a horizontal line. Let me just check. Okay, let me just verify again, somewhere over here, right? So intersects. Yeah, I want to make sure that I got the line correct. If I draw a few lines, just to plot properly. Okay. Okay. Now let's just say I decided on my thickness of my profile, 1 finger width, 1 finger width, and 1 finger width here. Okay. Now what happened to this shape in between? Now if you're not very sure, we'll plot more lines, guidelines. That's what we did for oblique drawing. Okay, and we plot the same thing as well for other lines. Follow. Okay, so I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to try to draw this curve first. Okay, let me just darken this part. Like that, I'm certain is correct first. Okay, we do the same to the other lines. See, the same finger width that I have, huh? Okay, so this one here is going to go down. Okay, let's draw one more line somewhere about here. Okay, let's just go. Let me just check. Okay, somewhere about here. So the line will go. Okay. Now, I'm going to shape my thickness of my profile that I've sketched. Yep. So this is my 3D isometric. Drawing. Okay. Now let's just say I want to draw this on the top face. So what I'm going to do is I will actually draw a box, the top face box like this. Okay, I'm just going to do partial for this one. Okay, so I divide the part by 4 for the height and divide the length by 6. Okay, and I'm going to label the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And A, B, C, D, E, right? So I'm going to plot very quickly. Point number 7, the first point, and the next point is somewhere here. And the next point is somewhere about here. And the next point here, here. And I go up to here, nearing to this point here. And this part over here, right? And I'm going to come down to this point and intersect somewhere at the center of between C and D and come out of this left hand side of line 2 and come down, intersect the line 2 at this point and intersect the line 2 again somewhere at this point. There's one point on the outside over here, very slightly. And I'm going to come down on here and end somewhere at this point, and it will go back down to the right hand side at point number 2. We cut here, and at line B is going to cut at this point, and on line number 3 you're going to cut slightly here, and on line number 4 you're going to cut somewhere about here, and on line 5 somewhere above line B here, and the line 6 is somewhere about midpoint between A and B and here. So I have my curve for this part. Let me just do a quick sketch. Okay, so this is our top profile for the irregular shape, right? Now this method of drawing, all these boxes over here, all these boxes that we have created, okay, this is called the crater method, crating method. Okay, now this is useful for what? Useful to draw. If we say draw, may not be so right. We say plot irregular shape. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.